The Los Angeles Dodgers suffered a heartbreaking 5-4 loss to the Milwaukee Brewers at Dodgers Stadium, and what looked like a comfortable victory for most of the night suddenly turned into one of the most frustrating defeats of the season. The Dodgers had battled back from an early deficit, taken control of the game, and carried a 2-run advantage into the 9th inning. But when the final 3 outs arrived, everything fell apart. The loss once again raised serious questions about the Dodgers' bullpen, late-game decision-making, and whether the team can consistently protect leads against strong opponents. For the opening innings, both starting pitchers kept the opposing offenses under control. Neither team was able to create much damage, and the game remained tightly contested. That changed in the 4th inning when Milwaukee finally broke through. With the bases loaded, Joey Ortiz stepped into the batter's box and showed excellent patience. Instead of chasing pitches outside the strike zone, Ortiz waited for an opportunity and eventually drew a bases-loaded walk. That allowed Milwaukee to bring home the first run without needing a hit. The Brewers immediately created even more pressure. David Hamilton followed Ortiz and also drew a bases-loaded walk, giving Milwaukee another run. Just like that, the Brewers had taken a 2-0 lead. For the Dodgers, it was a frustrating sequence because both runs came without Milwaukee needing a big extra base hit. Better command and execution could potentially have prevented the situation from becoming so dangerous, but the Dodgers responded quickly. In the bottom half of the inning, the offense finally began applying pressure. With a runner on second base, Ben Rortvedt delivered an important RBI hit, cutting Milwaukee's advantage to 2-1. The Dodgers were back within striking distance, and the momentum slowly began to shift toward the home team. That momentum became even stronger in the 6th inning. Tommy Edman and Freddie Freeman drew consecutive walks, putting runners on first and second with only 1 out. Suddenly, the Dodgers had a major opportunity to take control. Milwaukee responded by making a pitching change, bringing Antonio Senzatella into the game to stop the developing rally. Dave Roberts immediately recognized the moment and made an aggressive move of his own. He sent Max Muncy to the plate as a pinch hitter. It was exactly the type of situation where Muncy's power could completely change the game with one swing, and that's exactly what happened. Muncy connected and launched a massive 3-run home run, sending the Dodgers ahead 4-2. In one dramatic moment, the Dodgers had erased their deficit and transformed the game. The home crowd had every reason to believe that Los Angeles was now on its way to another comeback victory. After Muncy's home run, both pitching staffs settled down. The 7th and 8th innings passed without either team adding another run. The Dodgers' bullpen did enough to protect the 4-2 advantage, and that meant Los Angeles entered the 9th inning only 3 outs away from victory. At that point, Edwin Díaz was brought in to close the game. Díaz got off to a strong start. He struck out William Contreras to record the first out, and suddenly the Dodgers were only 2 outs away from finishing the game. With a 2-run lead and 1 out already recorded, the situation appeared to be under control. But baseball can change in seconds. Joey Ortiz came through with a hit, and David Hamilton followed with another, putting runners at first and third. Suddenly Díaz was facing serious pressure. What had looked like a comfortable save opportunity had turned into a dangerous situation. Jackson Chourio then delivered a hit that brought 1 run home, cutting the Dodgers' lead to 4-3. The Brewers were alive again. The pressure continued. Garrett Mitchell followed with another important hit, bringing home the tying run and making it 4-4. In just a few batters, the Dodgers had watched their entire 2-run advantage disappear. The momentum had completely shifted. Díaz did manage to regain some composure, striking out Sal Frelick on just 3 pitches. But with the game still tied and the Brewers continuing to threaten, Dave Roberts decided not to leave his closer in the game. Alex Vesia was brought in with the hope of keeping the score tied and giving the Dodgers offense another chance in the bottom of the 9th. Instead, Milwaukee delivered the decisive blow. Jake Bauers came through with an RBI hit against Vesia, giving the Brewers a stunning 5-4 lead. The Dodgers had gone from being 2 outs away from victory to trailing by 1 run. Now the entire game rested on the Dodgers' offense. Unfortunately for Los Angeles, there would be no final comeback. The Brewers' closer entered the game and successfully shut down the Dodgers, retiring all 3 batters in order. The home crowd was left stunned as Milwaukee completed the comeback and walked away with a 5-4 victory. The defeat was painful because the Dodgers had already done so much work to put themselves in position to win. The offense had responded after falling behind 2-0. Muncy had delivered the biggest hit of the night. The bullpen had protected the lead through the 7th and 8th innings. But everything was erased during a disastrous 9th. After the game, Shohei Ohtani addressed the team's late-inning struggles and the problems within the bullpen. His comments drew attention because he rarely makes strong public criticism of teammates or the team's performance. But the frustration was understandable. When a team repeatedly loses games after building late leads, the problem becomes bigger than one individual performance. The message was simple: the Dodgers cannot continue allowing games to slip away in the final innings. Every pitch matters, especially when the team is trying to compete at the highest level. Late-game mistakes can completely change the outcome of a game that seemed to be under control. The loss also increased the pressure on Dave Roberts. The Dodgers manager has faced questions before about bullpen management, pitching changes, and how he handles the 9th inning. This game only added to those concerns. Following the defeat, Roberts reportedly decided to temporarily remove Díaz from the closer role for 3 games and give the opportunity to Tanner Scott. The move was significant because the closer role is built around trust. A manager needs to know that his closer can handle pressure, protect a lead, and recover quickly when things become difficult. This was reportedly Díaz's 4th blown save of the season, with 3 of those blown saves coming in his last 4 appearances. Those numbers made the situation much more concerning. This was no longer just one bad outing. The Dodgers were seeing a pattern develop at a critical point of the season. Over 14 appearances and 11 2/3 innings, Díaz had struggled badly, with his ERA rising to 11.57. Those numbers show why Roberts felt a change was necessary. The Dodgers cannot afford repeated 9th inning collapses, particularly when they are trying to prepare for important games later in the season. Still, temporarily removing Díaz from the closer role does not necessarily mean the Dodgers have given up on him. His ability to generate strikeouts and his overall pitching talent remain valuable. The move could instead be viewed as a chance for him to reset, work on his command, and rebuild confidence. Tanner Scott now has an opportunity to provide the stability the Dodgers desperately need. A closer does not simply need overpowering pitches. He needs command, discipline, confidence, and the ability to remain calm when runners reach base. One mistake in the 9th inning can turn a victory into a loss, which is exactly what happened against Milwaukee. The Dodgers also need to look beyond one pitcher. Bullpen struggles are often a team-wide issue. The setup pitchers must deliver clean innings, the closer must execute when given the opportunity, and the coaching staff must make the right decisions based on matchups and game circumstances. For Los Angeles, this loss should be treated as a warning rather than something that can simply be forgotten. The offense showed enough power to win the game. The team built a 2-run lead entering the 9th. The problem was finishing. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to follow the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with the biggest MLB fan you know. Let us know in the comments. Do you think Tanner Scott should remain the Dodgers closer, or should Edwin Díaz get another opportunity to regain the role? Stay tuned for more Dodgers and MLB updates.